It's a new day in the workroom, and I'm feeling both happy and sad. I'm very happy to have been the top all-star last week, and be the first queen to defeat a lip-sync assassin on that stage. When that oversized chicken called me a whore, it was over for him, and I got a $30,000 tip from the 3-week rollover. I'll use that money to pay back Mr. Burns. But I am also walking in here rather sad, because the Mother Alliance is down a queen, my dear friend Linda Belcher, and unfortunately I was the one to send her home. I came into this competition wanting to play fair, and I think I did prove that to these queens. I could not send home Darkrai, who had a much stronger track record than Linda. If it were anyone else in the bottom with her, then maybe my plan would have been different. But it's a new week, and I'm ready for whatever challenge comes our way.
It's a new week, and I am so thankful to be here. I was praying to Arceus that Marge would save me, and my prayers were answered. I know it was hard for her to eliminate friendship over talent, but the level of respect I have for Marge now it's off the chart. But I cannot be in that situation ever again. That was my first time ever being up for elimination, and I didn't like it. From this week onwards, I will make sure I'll be in the top every week, because I know for a fact that these queens want me out, and I'm so curious to see the voting and how many votes came my way. I'm expecting votes from Gwen and Francine, because they're loyal to their alliance and they can't seem to grow a set and vote for mediocre. But I'm more curious to see if Red Guy did actually vote for Linda, or did he just say he did. Either way, I'm ready to find out.
Well, it's a new week, Linda has gone, and I feel great. It was her own fault to be honest, because why did she feel the need to speak up and rightfully accuse me of choosing Goofy's lipstick? Well, guess what, it backfired on her, because she's no longer here, and my plan to weaken these alliances is slowly working. Got the mothers trembling. Can they trust each other? Now my next move. Well, Goldeen did say to Alice I'm coming after her, and that's still not true. I'm not coming for Alice, but I am gonna come for that little group. Goofy is my next target. I need him out of here. He's tight with a lot of queens here, and that could just get him sailing until the finale, because let's face it, he's not giving a great performance on his own, is he? But what if I go bigger than Goofy and target Ursula? Maybe I guess I'll have to see what the voting is like and work from there. But my main focus is still the Mother Alliance. Well, what's left of it, huh?
The queens gather round and they congratulate Marge for winning the challenge and the lip sync. They then congratulate Darkrai for surviving the elimination. They thank them. Darkrai looking to Marge and tells her he has so much respect for her, because he knew choosing Linda's lipstick over his was a very hard decision. Marge tells the queens it was really tough, and she just didn't want to go down that road of choosing someone with a stronger track record to go home. Gwen looking to Marge and said, so alliances mean nothing then?
Oh god, now is not the time, Gwen, for this. We literally just got in the workroom. We need to be united as a threesome now, and starting like this will not be good for the Mother Alliance. We're already a broken mess. I'm kidding, we're just broken. Poor Linda. I'll miss you, sister. If you want to send a certain hate mail to Marge, it's somewhere in Evergreen Terrace. Actually, scrap that. I mean, I don't know where she lives.
Oh, I love this. I didn't even have to stir anything yet and they're already crumbling. Gwen is obviously the weakest of that alliance, and I can see why she's upset that Darkrai is still here, because she needs numbers to survive. She was lucky with her win. I mean, anyone can showcase clothes. There was no actual talent behind that win. Well done to her designer, I guess. I doubt Gwen even made that outfit.
Marge looking to Gwen and said alliances mean everything, but when you're in a situation like she was, you can't always go the way you wanted to. Gwen said she didn't have a tough choice with hers. Alice said to Gwen, no offense, but you had Goldeen and Goofy to choose from. This is completely different. Gwen looks to Alice and said, no offense, but I didn't ask for your opinion. Red Guy just laughs.
Oh wow, no, you didn't ask for my opinion, but I gave it anyway. Because you had one the most easiest choices between Goldeen and Goofy. Whilst Marge was put to the test, should she eliminate someone who hasn't been performing as well as the other but is in her alliance? Or does she go with someone who's been slaying the competition? I would have done the exact same thing if I were in Marge's shoes, because I value track record, and I want to compete with the best, to showcase my abilities, and you can't do that here with queens like Linda. Oh, that sounded quite shady. I'm so sorry, Linda, but you get what I mean.
I'm sorry, but who asked for Alice's opinion? I sure didn't. She really bugs me, because she's playing this sweet and innocent game. Girl, shut up. I just didn't agree with Marge's choice, but I can't go on about it. What's done is done. It's up to her how she wants to play, but I personally would have sent Darkrai home, because he's the major threat here. We're all just sitting around waiting for his crowning, and he would deserve it, but I'm hoping to put a stop to it, because this is Gwen's crowning, not Darkrai's. I guess I need to apologize to Marge, because I don't want us falling out. Still love and respect her, but I just think she made the wrong move personally.
Gwen looking to Red Guy and asks what's funny. Red Guy said nothing. Gwen said something's clearly got you laughing, what is it? Red Guy said he just remembered Alice's face when she was called safe. Red Guy calls it the face crack of the season. Alice said she was a little shocked she didn't win considering she had one of the most iconic roles. Alice then looks to Marge and told her she really deserved that win, she had the better performance in Runway. Marge thanks Alice and said she's happy to be a two-time Rusical winner. Alice chuckling said that should have been her. Darkrai chuckling said she's serious as well. Alice laughing said no, she can accept that she did not win.
Of course I would have loved to be called a two-time Rusical winner. But I am really happy for Marge, even if my face didn't look like I was. I can't believe it was so noticeable, haha. But I am honestly happy for her, she's a Drag Race legend, and she deserves to be treated like one. I guess I'll have to just win the Rusical on the winners season when I walk in with my All-Stars 5 crown. Well, a girl can only dream, haha.
Marge said she was a little shocked herself to win, because she thought Ursula was going to win the Rusical. Ursula shocked, said you really thought I was gonna win? Marge nodded, and said you were incredible, and you overcame the role you weren't really wanting, and your runway was top tier. Ursula thanks Marge, and said she was just happy to be in the top, because that's something she's very unfamiliar with. They all laugh.
Thank you, Marge, that really meant a lot. I do feel like if this were a normal All-Star season, I would have been in the top 2 with Marge. But no, only one of us can be the top All-Star and go on to take on a lip-sync assassin. I am so happy with my performance in this competition. I've really stepped up my drag since season 7, and I'm happy to see that the judges are also seeing it. A win would be nice right about now. But would I have chosen Darkrai's or Linda's lipstick? I guess we will find out soon.
Ursula looking to Ling, and said she was very proud of her and how she managed to do so well with the small amount of screen time in that Rusical. Ling thanks Ursula, and said to the queens, if it weren't for Alice and Ursula's guidance in that challenge, she might have not been here. Darkrai said, do you think Marge would have chosen your lipstick? Ling said probably, because she has the same track record as Linda right now, well minus the elimination. Sylveon asks Marge would she have eliminated Ling over Linda if that was the case? Marge looks to Ling, then apologizes and said she would have. Ling nods and said that's fair. Red Guy looks to Gwen and said see Marge does value alliances. Gwen told him to shut up.
I do honestly thank Alice and Ursula for their help and guidance in the Rusical, because I do think if it weren't for them I wouldn't be here today, and especially hearing Marge would have chosen me to go home if I were in Darkrai's spot last week. And honestly I don't blame her, I haven't been performing the best I can give. I know I'm a better queen than I am presenting, and I know for a fact RuPaul knows that too. So I need to step it up, or my time in this competition could be done. Luckily I'm on the right side of the numbers when it comes to voting, and I am so curious to see how many votes came Darkrai's way. I will say this, I did not vote for Darkrai, I voted for Linda.
Red Guy said it's time to stop the yapping and looks to production and said how many votes were for Darkrai, and how many for Linda. A producer tells the queens, it was 5 votes for Darkrai, and 5 for Linda. Darkrai looks around and said interesting. A producer said the viewers will find out right now who voted for who.
There was no way I was choosing Darkrai's lipstick over yours, sweetheart. You acted a fool and decided to speak up and rightfully accuse me of picking Goofy's lipstick. But no one asked for your opinion, and now you wanted to go against me, the queen bee here? I'm playing this game and look where it's landed you on the chopping block, and hopefully out the door.
Pretty obvious I'm voting for you, Linda. You're a very lovely queen, and I've had a great pleasure working with you in this competition. One of us are going, and I honestly don't know who it could be. I just hope Marge does the right thing tonight if she wins the lip sync. If not, I'm leaving all my faith in this very vote.
You're an amazing person and a talented queen, but I cannot vote for Darkrai tonight. I just joined an alliance with him and Red Guy, and he has the better track record. I do think he deserves to be here over you. I'm so sorry, Linda. Love you.
This pains me, because you're such a lovely queen, and I would have loved to gotten to know you a lot better, but I had a great time working with Darkrai in the acting challenge, forming an alliance with him, Alice and Goofy. But there's always after the season we can catch up together.
Linda, I am so sorry to choose your lipstick tonight. I am voting off of track record and off of relationships. You and I have a great relationship thanks to Marshmallow. I thank her so much for introducing me to you. But I cannot choose Darkrai's lipstick, it would make getting the crown easier, but I value my relationship with him, my alliance, and I value track record.
Gosh, I'm in such a predicament, because I'm close with both of these queens, and seeing them both in the bottom is so bad for me. But I am choosing Darkrai's lipstick tonight, because I have a more of a connection with Linda. We bonded so much at the season 12 makeover. I really hope I've made the correct decision, because things can get a bit crazy in the workroom, just like how we found out with Red Guy.
I'm sorry to do this to you, Darkrai, but I prefer having Linda here. Not only for relationship-wise, because we have a good bond, that makeover challenge really brought us together. But also for the competition, Linda was no threat to that crown. But you're probably the biggest threat here, and we have probably the only opportunity to get you out. It's not personal, my friend, it's drag.
You made my decision very easy actually, when you told me you didn't know why I was still here. I'm here to make sure you go home over Linda. I don't know why you would say that to someone moments before voting. Linda has the numbers, she delivered a better speech than you. You're a sickening queen, you're so talented, but you're a major threat here, and you need to go so my path to the crown is more open.
You told me to grow a set of balls? And guess what I did? I was very set on actually choosing Linda's lipstick, because I just didn't like how she reacted in the workroom, and then the way she was with me when we were preparing for the Rusical. But your little comment changed my mind 100%. By Darkrai, nice knowing you. How's this for a ballsy move, huh?
It's a shame you're with me and not Red Guy. The way he twisted things today, he needs to go. But Darkrai, I have a lot of respect for you, you're major competition, and if you stay over me tonight, just make sure you're not in this situation again, and win the whole thing. I'm hoping Marge pulls through with this lip sync. Mother Alliance united all the way.
Darkrai said, is anyone going to own up voting for me? Gwen said she voted for Darkrai, mainly because of her being allied with Linda, and because of the final comment he said before they voted. Darkrai nods and said, Francine, I'm assuming you didn't grow a set and voted for me? Francine nodded and said yes, she voted for Darkrai, and said she grew a set, and wanted to eliminate him over Linda. Darkrai nods, and said, anyone else? There are two more because the other is obviously Linda. Sylveon said fine, she voted for Darkrai. Darkrai asks why? Sylveon said because you're major competition and that was probably the only opportunity to get rid of you. Darkrai said that's actually a great answer. Darkrai looking said the last one? And looks to Red Guy. Red Guy said he voted for Linda, he swears to God once again. Goofy said Red Guy is correct because he voted for Darkrai.
Goofy voted for me? Goofy. Wow, I am so shocked actually. I thought we were closer than that. Okay Goof, you've just made the biggest mistake considering Linda chose your lipstick over Goldine's. But Gwen I was very sure was voting for me, and Francine. But Sylveon was a little shocker as well. But she said she only chose me because that was the only opportunity they had, and well she's correct because that's the only time I will be in the bottom, and seeing the votes tied really is a wake-up call. But I know who I can trust in this competition. Goofy and Sylveon are now names I will happily choose when their time is up.
Oh gosh, I knew picking Darkrai's lipstick would come with a risk of him staying. But I just couldn't do that to Linda, we were so close. But now I feel like I've got a target on my back and I know for sure Darkrai is pissed with me, and he will be out to get me. That's why I have to do my absolute best in this next challenge, because I just missed out on the top spot last week because of my runway. I know for sure I would have been in the top and possibly be the top all-star.
Darkrai asks Goofy is there a reason why he chose him? Goofy said please don't take it personally, he only chose his lipstick because he had a better relationship with Linda. Darkrai said that's fine, then asks Goofy if you're so close with Linda, then why did she choose your lipstick? Red Guy smirks. Goofy said he don't believe she did. Darkrai said it's pretty obvious she did. Red Guy tells them to stop and will someone please think of the children. Marge chuckling, said please do not reference that bitch Helen Lovejoy in front of her, they all laugh.
So Darkrai took that better than expected. I think he understood why I chose his lipstick. He's such a threat to the crown. And we had one shot last week to get rid of him, and we failed. Well, it would have been a tie. I wonder what would have happened if Quaquaval won? Would RuPaul choose who went home? Either way we need a challenge that Darkrai will not excel in. Give us a girl group? A dance? Even another Rusical. But I really need to step it up myself because I've been coasting along these last couple weeks. And I can't even blame Goldine, because she wasn't here last week. But coasting is something I did not plan to do. That was the old me. Bring on RuPaul, I am ready for this week's challenge whatever it could be. Just please not Snatch Game. I'm not ready for that just yet.
Hello, hello, hello!
Here comes RuPaul. I hope she hasn't come earlier than expected like last time. We don't want her coffee to go cold. But I do hope she brings us a great challenge this week. I'm hoping for a design challenge. I can sew, and I can sew well. On season 8, our first challenge was a design challenge, and I do think I would have won that if it hadn't have been for Lola and her antics. But that's in the past now, Gwen, and it's time to get your second win of the season.
My all-stars, the competition is certainly heating up, isn't it? And the room is getting smaller every week. And this next challenge is going to be one of the toughest you've had. Actually, it's probably the toughest you'll have.
Oh my god, I know exactly what challenge we're gonna have, and these bitches are going to shit themselves when RuPaul tells them we're doing the Snatch Game, because that challenge is honestly the toughest. But when you're a professional like me, Snatch Game is a piece of cake. I'm a former Snatch Game winner, and I'm ready to be a 2-time Snatch Game winner.
I don't like the sound of this challenge. I think this is going to be the challenge that gave me my first bottom placement. Well, not bottom 2, but I was in the bottom. And that's Snatch Game. This is the one challenge I was dreading, and I think we're about to take part in it once again. I mean, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to know that Snatch Game is the toughest challenge we've all had to face. I don't think I'll be taking a risk this time around, like I did for season 12, where I was Eleanor Charles. That was funny. But RuPaul and the judges didn't think it was.
Now this upcoming challenge, each and every one of you have participated in, and only one of you have won this challenge on your previous seasons. And that person is Red Guy.
What challenge could this be? We've all competed in this challenge, and Red Guy is the only one who has won this challenge. I don't know, to be honest. The ball? It can't be a ball. I didn't have one on my season. Oh my god, I just figured it out. And I am not looking forward to this. My nightmare that I have to overcome. Snatch Game?
You've probably figured it out by now. I can see you're all worried. I love it. You're going to be playing the Snatch Game. All you have to do is pick a celebrity, be funny, and make me laugh. I know a lot of you have been in the bottom for this challenge. Now is your time to overcome this, and give yourself a Snatch Game redemption. Now I'll see you on the main stage, where we will be joined by 2-time Snatch Game winner, Lois Griffin. Good luck and don't fuck it up.
Wow, Snatch Game, huh? This is going to be interesting. The last time I did a Snatch Game was All Stars 1. And let's just say I wasn't impressed with my performance, and I was in the bottom, rightfully so. But that was nearly 2 years ago, and Marge Simpson is a new queen. I've worked on my impressions, and hopefully this time I can get my Snatch Game redemption in front of one of my dear friends, Lois Griffin. It's a shame Linda couldn't stick around for one more episode. All the mothers would be united for an episode at least.
Wasn't this the challenge I did not want to see yet? RuPaul, why now? But I guess it'll be over and done with. This is the one challenge I think everyone is dreading. Even Mr. I'm the only one to win the Snatch Game. Can he live up to his previous performance? I guess we will have to see. I hope not. I hope he bombs Snatch Game, and we can all vote his ass out of here. I'm not a fan of him. He's way too sneaky and it's time for him to go. But I fear he could do well this week.
Ling, Alice, Ursula, Goofy and Sylveon are all preparing for the Snatch Game. Sylveon worried said she wasn't ready for this challenge. Alice said it's a challenge they all know that's coming, so they should be prepared for it to come at any point in the competition. Sylveon said absolutely, but she wasn't hoping for it this week. Ursula said it's too late now, it's here and she's ready to face it.
I'm not happy about Snatch Game being here either, Sylveon, but just as Alice said, it's a challenge we all know that's coming. It happens every single season, whether it's a regular season or an All-Stars, Snatch Game is coming, and you better make RuPaul laugh. My last Snatch Game I was in the bottom. I did not give a great performance as Divine. Which is funny, because Divine was inspired by myself and I couldn't do her justice. I was thinking to do Divine again, but I thought to myself, no, don't, that's in the past, and instead I'll be playing Bette Midler. But as Winifred Sanderson from Hocus Pocus. She's a witch, I'm a witch, it's going to be fun, I'll tell you that.
Sylveon said yes, she don't know why she's so worried with this challenge in particular. Goofy asked, did she get eliminated on the Snatch Game episode? Sylveon tells them no, she was just safe. Goofy chuckled and said you're lucky because he was lip-syncing for his life during his Snatch Game. Ling, looking to Goofy and chuckling, said same here. They all laughed.
Oh gosh, it's Snatch Game, and this do bring back a bad memory for me. I bombed the challenge, but I personally didn't think I did. I had the opportunity to use my immunity potion, which of course I didn't think I needed to at the time, but oh boy was I wrong. RuPaul then put me in the bottom with Florges, and we both tore up that stage, leading to our double shantay. And then seeing Florges back as a lip-sync assassin during the runway challenge, I was so ready to take her on and have our rematch. But that was not the case and Gwen got her first win. But this Snatch Game will be different. I've worked on my impressions. I was Cher last time, and unless you're Chad Michaels, do not do Cher. But this time I'm going to be Sailor Moon. from Cartoon Drag Race Season 6 and All Stars 3. In the name of the moon, I will get my Snatch Game redemption. But I did make a promise to Red Guy and Darkrai that I would join them this week, so I think now is the time for me to go and join them. I'm sure the others will understand.
Alice asked the queens have they all been in the bottom for the Snatch Game? Ursula chuckling said yes pretty much, except for Sylveon. Sylveon chuckling said she was only safe, nothing to brag about. Alice said that's better than everyone here. Alice asked who everyone is going to be. Ursula said she's going to be playing Bette Midler. Alice said that's quite a choice and there's a couple iconic moments with her. Ursula agreed and said she's gonna be playing Bette Midler as Winifred Sanderson. Ling smiles and said that name reminds her of Raquel and Zelda. They were known as the Sanderson sisters with their immunity potions.
Wow, that's honestly so sweet. Ling, Raquel and Zelda were known as the Sanderson sisters because of their immunity potions. They opened the doors for me, Marshmallow and Kazumi, Destiny's other children, haha. I'm so happy me and Ling are getting along, because Goldine tried to break us apart, feeding me with lies and more lies. But Snatch Game, wow, this challenge is not the tea. Most of us are shitting ourselves, because not one of us at my station at least, did well in their Snatch Games, a bunch of losers you could say. But this is a new season, this is time for redemption. I was Eleanor Charles last time, I took a risk. I'm very known for taking risks in my career, and to be on the safe side, I will not be taking any risks tonight. I'm aiming for safe or above. Ideally a winner, and I hope I can with my take on Marie Antoinette. It's a good thing Michelle Visage is not on the panel tonight, haha.
Ursula asks Alice who is she playing. Alice said Marie Antoinette. Goofy said do you think you can make her funny? Alice said she hopes so, she's got a little bit of material already. Goofy said can we hear it? Alice said sure, and then gives them a little bit of her material, and asks how was it?
Oh yikes. Alice, you're gonna need some more material, girl. But here's the gag, do I tell her? Or do I let her go out there with what she has? It could be a good move not to tell her because she is another strong contender for the crown just like Darkrai. And I need to start playing this game, because I don't want to end up like the queens who are no longer in this competition. I want to walk away crowned the winner of All Stars 5. But for my Snatch Game I was torn between being Misty, Cynthia, or Barbie. And I know not one of them are comedians in the slightest, but I feel like I can bring the funny side out of them, and I have decided I'm going to go with Barbie. I got the outfit ready, I can look just like her, and I can bring out her funny side. Barbie is a hoot, and she will get me my win tonight.
Sylveon looks to Alice and said yes you did really good, then nudges Goofy. Goofy agrees with Sylveon and said that Alice did make him laugh, but he was focused on himself. Ursula just looks to them both.
Oh, so they're not going to tell Alice that her Marie Antoinette wasn't that good. They're actually a little shady for that. Of course I am going to tell Alice that I wasn't vibing with her material just so she can work on it and improve it. I'm actually a little annoyed they would do that, to be honest. I do feel like that was more Sylveon than Goofy's doing.
Ursula looking to Alice and tells her she has so much respect for her and she's not going to lie to her like some, and then tells Alice that her Marie Antoinette could do with some work. Alice thanks Ursula for being honest with her. Ling agreed with Ursula but then said to Alice she didn't have time to react. They both laugh. Sylveon said she found it funny. Alice said it's fine, she could always work on it anyway, and then asks Sylveon who is she doing. Sylveon said she was torn between Misty, Cynthia and Barbie, but has gone with Barbie instead. Alice said is Barbie funny? Sylveon said she finds her funny, and she knows she can make Barbie funny. Ursula wishes Sylveon good luck.
Well, Ursula kinda clocked on what I was doing. She sure is vigilant, I'll give her that. But come on, we had a chance. You know what, I don't care anymore. I'm going to just focus on myself and myself only. I need to make sure I get this Snatch Game perfected. And I need to make Barbie funny. Can't be that hard, surely.
Ling tells the queens whilst she was gathering information last week from Red Guy, she promised him and Darkrai she would join them this week at their station, and asks do they mind if she goes? Ursula and Alice both tell her to go ahead and wishes her luck with the preparation. Ling thanks them and heads towards Darkrai and Red Guy. Goofy asks the queens do they think he made a mistake choosing Darkrai's lipstick over Linda's? Sylveon said no, if that's how you were feeling in the moment, then that's how you feel. Ursula asks Sylveon will she be voting like that in the future votes? Sylveon said it depends on who the bottom two are. Alice said that's fair enough and hopes she will not vote for her if she lands in the bottom. Sylveon said she won't, she respects Alice a lot. Ursula then asks Goofy who is he playing for Snatch Game. Goofy said he's going to be Mickey Mouse. Alice nods and said that's the perfect choice for him. Goofy thanks Alice, and said he knows Mickey very well, he knows all his mannerisms, and all his phrases, he can make him funny. Sylveon chuckles and said to Goofy he can't mess this up, or Mickey will sue him. Goofy laughs, and said he might just, and they all continue preparing for the Snatch Game.
At first I was a little scared for this challenge. It's Snatch Game, we're all scared. But I know Mickey Mouse very well. We've been friends for decades, and I know he would want me to be him for Snatch Game. Which Mickey will I be is the question? Shall I go the season 10 Mickey, I mean Messy Mouse? Or do I go before Drag Race Mickey Mouse? I have a lot of material to work with and not a lot of time. I just hope I can make him proud tonight, and get back into the top.
Darkrai and Red Guy are both chatting and preparing for the Snatch Game. Red Guy looks to Darkrai and said to him, "Do you realize we're the only ones in this room who actually placed in the top for Snatch Game?" Darkrai chuckled and said he didn't even know that. Red Guy nods and said yes, everyone else flopped, and they're about to again. They both laugh.
Well, actually thinking about it, Red Guy is correct. Only myself and him have been in the top for Snatch Game. He won our Snatch Game, and I thought I was going to be in the top 2 with him. But no, Christy somehow got herself a top 2 placement? It was so weird. The Season 10 Snatch Game was probably the best ever. We were all in the top. So me and Red Guy have a lot of pressure on us to do well tonight. Especially me. I got these queens coming after me, but at least I know for sure now Red Guy is there for me 100%. Same with Alice, Ursula, and Ling. Fuck Goofy, and fuck Sylveon. I hope they both land in the bottom this week.
Darkrai looks to Red Guy and asks what is he doing for Snatch Game. Red Guy chuckles and said you're not ready for this. Darkrai said he's more than ready and asks who's he doing. But before Red Guy could answer, Ling joins their station.
I was wondering if Ling was actually going to keep her promise last week about joining us, and I'm glad she has. She's probably glad she has as well, because Snatch Game and Ling Xiaoyu don't work well together, no shade. She was in the bottom, so I know she's gonna want some advice from me and Darkrai since we are Snatch Game pros.
Darkrai and Red Guy welcome Ling to their station. Ling chuckles and thanks them. Red Guy said to Ling, "Are you only coming over because this is your favorite challenge?" Ling laughing said no, she was coming over anyway because she made a promise to them both, and she tells them she always keeps her promises. Red Guy chuckling said he's only kidding.
I know he's joking, but I am someone who keeps a promise. And this week has worked out well for me that I said I'd come over and join them both, because it's Snatch Game, and like everyone else here, I'm not happy about it, but there's nothing we can do about it, just have to prepare for it, and prepare I will, with some advice from Red Guy of course.
Darkrai looks to Ling and said she is a true sister, because she didn't choose his lipstick. Ling looks to Darkrai and said she couldn't do that because she wants to take on the best and Linda Wiz and will never be on the same level as Darkrai. Red Guy laughing, looks to Ling and said that was shady. Ling said it might have come off shady but it's real. Darkrai agreed, and said it was good to have Linda here for some Drag Race nostalgia, but what was she bringing? Red Guy said we have Goofy for the nostalgia now. Darkrai rolls his eyes.
I'm still so mad at Goofy for choosing my lipstick, because I thought we had a better relationship than what we had, but clearly not. I'll get over it eventually, but let me have my moment in my feelings, okay, haha. You would be the same if a friend betrayed you like this.
Darkrai said he needs to stop thinking about people betraying him, and focus on this challenge. Red Guy said yes they really do, and he was ready to tell his character he's going to do, wasn't he? Darkrai nodded, and asks Red Guy who he's gonna be. Red Guy said he's gonna be the sexual Dr. Frank-N-Furter from Rocky Horror.
Yes, I'm going to be the icon, the legendary Dr. Frank-N-Furter from Rocky Horror. This character is so me. I know this character so well. I've watched this movie about 20 times in the last year alone. I'm very confident that I can win this challenge and be a 2-time Snatch Game winner.
Ling said that's actually such a great role for you, you love yourself too much. Red Guy chuckles and asks Ling who is she doing. Ling tells them she's going to be Sailor Moon. Red Guy said really? She's not funny, you're gonna need a masterclass in Snatch Game to make her funny. Red Guy then says luckily you've come across 2 of the Snatch Game pros. Darkrai agreed and said Sailor Moon isn't really funny, he can't remember a single thing she did on both her seasons, then tells Ling she got a lot of work to do. Ling nods and said she will make her funny, trust her, and then asks Darkrai who is he doing. Darkrai said he's gonna be Count Von Count from Sesame Street. Red Guy said that's genius.
I'm going for something a little different this time around. Last time I went as Edgar Allan Poe, and even then I was like, can I make him funny? And I did. Then when I was preparing for All Stars, I was thinking who should I be for Snatch Game if I make it to that episode. And then I turned the TV on and surprisingly there was Sesame Street on, and Count Von Count was right there, and I knew I can make this work. It's so camp, and it's so different for me, and I'm a funny queen. I got 100% faith in myself, and what I can bring to this challenge.
Ling said she can't wait to see how that turns out. Red Guy said same here, and hopes Darkrai can pull it off or he will choose his lipstick this time. They all laugh. Darkrai looking to Red Guy and said if himself and Ling were in the bottom two together, and Red Guy was the top all-star, whose lipstick would he choose? Red Guy stunned said that's a wild question to ask, and said he couldn't choose right now and he won't choose, he just has to focus on this challenge. Darkrai chuckling said he's only kidding and works on his character. Red Guy winks to Ling and whispers she would be safe. They all continue preparing for the Snatch Game. Francine, Gwen and Marge are discussing the Snatch Game and the lipstick choices earlier today. Francine tells them both she's already sick of Darkrai thinking because he did great on his season that he's untouchable here. Gwen agreed and tells them she don't regret choosing his lipstick at all. Francine nods and said same here and she would choose his lipstick again if he falls into the bottom.
Darkrai has really pissed me off. Just because you did well and never landed in the bottom two on your season, doesn't mean you're invincible here, sweetie. I'm actually pretty glad he landed in the bottom, to be honest. Gave him a little wake-up call, a little slap into reality, that you can go home at any point in this competition. Maybe I need to step into my All-Stars 2 self, and start to plan on taking out the new mode squad of the season, Darkrai, Red Guy, and Ling. But I actually like Ling, she's safe for now until she messes me around. I understand why Marge chose Linda's lipstick, I really do, because his fan base is 10 times worse than Bugs Bunny, but I wish Marge went a little crazy and sent him home, haha.
Francine laughing said Marge made the absolute wrong decision. Marge chuckling said maybe you're right and then said that Darkrai was in the top for his season Snatch Game, so maybe she should have sent him home. Gwen said you don't really mean that though, do you? Marge said no, she was only kidding. Gwen rolls her eyes. Marge looking to Gwen and asked does she have a problem with her or something? Gwen said no, she just don't trust unfaithful people.
Excuse me? Who the hell does this little girl think she is calling me unfaithful? I have been married to Homer for over 25 years. She has no clue who she's just ticked off calling me unfaithful. I have no ties to this girl at all. I've been in this business for over 30 years, building a reputation for myself. I didn't even know who she was until she said she was on season 8 of Drag Race, because she's so unmemorable. I mean, not everyone can get a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame like myself.
This is so awkward for me. I'm kinda living, but now I gotta try and de-escalate the situation. The Mother Alliance is crumbling, and it's crumbling fast.
Before Marge could speak, Francine jumps in and said so Snatch Game huh, who are we all doing? Francine said she will go first and she's going to play Joan Crawford. Marge looking to Francine and said that's such a good choice for her and she can play her well. Francine thanks Marge and said she hopes so because she hasn't got the best reputation when it comes to Snatch Game. Marge agreed and said she hasn't either, she's only been in one and was in the bottom for it. Francine chuckling said she was in the bottom for one and eliminated for the other. They both laugh. Marge said she's going to be Fran Drescher. Gwen asked who's Fran Drescher. Marge tells Gwen she's an actress and she has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame just like her. Francine gasped and said you've got a star? Marge nods. Francine said who needs a crown when you got a star? Francine then says Marge should just leave the competition now. They both laughed.
Marge has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame, huh? Is that the material she's going to give for this Fran Drescher person? I don't think she's funny personally, and I'm not gonna tell her I can't wait to see her land in the bottom after what she did to Linda. I know last week I said it's all fine, but after sleeping on it, no, it's not going to be fine. You betrayed our alliance all because you didn't want any death threats off Darkrai's fans. You're a grown woman. You should handle those things. I'm being civil with Marge right now because I respect Francine so much. She's the only one in here I trust now that Linda is not here.
Francine asks Gwen who is she playing for Snatch Game. Gwen tells them both she's going to be Marceline the Vampire Queen. Marge asked who is that? Gwen said she's a very funny person from Adventure Time. Francine said she has no idea who that is either, and if they don't know, does Gwen think RuPaul will know? Gwen said it's better if RuPaul doesn't know because she can work with anything, just got to make her funny. Marge said she's worried for Gwen with that character choice. Gwen looking to Marge and said she's also worried for her because she's not funny at all. Marge annoyed said the only thing funny about Gwen is her choice of drag. Francine tries to calm the situation and said they should really work on their characters. Gwen agreed, and they all work on their characters.
Good luck to Gwen because really Marceline? I have no clue who she is. RuPaul is my age, maybe a little older than me. Does she think RuPaul knows some made-up character? I can't wait to get on that Snatch Game set and see RuPaul's face when Gwen rocks up in her character. If she survives this week, then she's definitely out of the Mothers Alliance for sure. I cannot have someone so negative and disrespectful around me.
Alice will be playing Marie Antoinette. Darkrai will be playing Count Von Count from the Sesame Street. Francine Smith will be playing Joan Crawford. Goofy will be playing Mickey Mouse. Gwen will be playing Marceline the Vampire Queen. Ling Xiaoyu will be playing Sailor Moon. Marge Simpson will be playing Fran Drescher. Red Guy will be playing Dr. Frank-N-Furter. Sylveon will be playing Barbie. Ursula will be playing Bette Midler as Winifred Sanderson. Red Guy and Francine Smith slayed the challenge.
Once again, I ate up a Snatch Game. It's like I'm being rewarded for the game I'm playing. Being RuPaul's favorite drag queen has its perks. Honestly, I wasn't worried about the Snatch Game. No one here is on my level when it comes to comedy. But Francine surprised me a lot. I mean, Joan Crawford is one of the best characters you could do for a Snatch Game, but was she better than me? No, absolutely not. I got this in the bag, and I'll go on to be the top all-star, and take on our lip sync assassin, winning that as well, sending home a queen. Goofy, I got a lipstick with your name on it right here.
I am honestly so surprised I did so well in this challenge considering my last 2 attempts were absolutely awful, leading to me being eliminated in one of them, but now I have a shot to be the top all-star. I am crossing my fingers for this win tonight, and show Red Guy he's not the only funny gal around here. Honestly, if there were any challenge I was hoping to get my redemption from, this is it.
Ling Xiaoyu and Darkrai had a great performance.
I am so proud of my Snatch Game performance tonight. I was a little worried maybe Sailor Moon wasn't the correct choice, but thanks to Red Guy and Darkrai they told me what to exactly do, and helped me prepare some of the volleying we would have with RuPaul on the set. And I am so thankful they did, because I had quite a lot of laughs from RuPaul, and that really made me happy. She was having fun, I was having fun. In the name of the moon, I believe in me tonight.
I'm very happy with my performance as Count Von Count. It was a risk because of how camp the idea is, and can Darkrai do camp? I guess so. I had RuPaul laughing out loud a lot. I know I got this in the bag tonight, and I know these bitches are going to be furious when I get back into the top where I should have never left. But I do want to win. I'm hungry for this win.
Ursula, Goofy, Marge Simpson, Alice, Gwen, and Sylveon all had a bad performance.
Gosh, I thought I was gonna do better at least, because I knew Mickey Mouse personally. I knew all of his mannerism, but I just couldn't catch the jokes, because Red Guy was taking them from me. I think he was purposely trying to get me to mess up, and I can't believe the sheer unprofessionalism from him. Well, I just pray that I'm not one of the bottom queens tonight. There were quite a few of us who did bad. Not just myself, thankfully.
Well, I tried at least. I had a couple of laughs from RuPaul, which can't be said for others to be honest. There were crickets from one queen, but I do think I could be safe tonight. I was not expecting to be in the top for this challenge. Comedy is not really for me. I'm an actress, a Broadway diva. Definitely not a comedian, but I gave it my best, and I'm happy with what I presented, and I'm even more happy that I did get RuPaul laughing at one point.
Welcome to the main stage of Cartoon Drag Race, All Stars 5. Please let me introduce to you my judges tonight. Up first, she is the ultimate lip sync assassin, she is our All Stars 2 champion, she is Daphne. Up next, she is the biggest name in fashion, the editor-in-chief of Vogue magazine, and Drag Race alumni, she is Cruella de Vil. And our extra special guest judge, she's no stranger here, she's been in this competition 4 times already, she's a 2-time Snatch Game winner, she is Lois Griffin. Welcome home, darling. This week we challenged our queens to play the Snatch Game as their favorite characters. All they had to do was make us laugh. And for some that was very much a struggle. Now racers, start your engines and may the best drag queen win. Now let the judging commence. Francine Smith, congratulations, you are the top all-star of the week.
Oh my god, is she serious? This better not be a wind-up because well, I'll look a fool. But if she is serious, I am so happy right now. This win means the most to me other than the winning the crown, of course. Because this challenge has been a pain in my ass. I was in the bottom for my season 4 Snatch Game, eliminated for All Stars 2, and now All Stars 5? A winner, baby, thank you so much. I can see Red Guy. He is pissed, haha. In your face, you asshole.
Darkrai, Ling Xiaoyu, Red Guy. Great job this week, you are all safe.
Very happy to be back in the top where I belong. Last week was really my waking call, and I will promise you this, that was the only time you would have seen me in the bottom. Next week I will come fighting harder, because I am overdue a win right now, but it's actually good seeing the wins being distributed evenly and not just one queen taking them all. That one queen should be me, by the way, haha.
Thank you so much. Honestly, I knew I wasn't going to be a winner tonight, but I am so thrilled to be in the top. RuPaul said, "Hey Francine, here's your Snatch Game redemption," and then she was like, "Oh, we can't forget about the stunningly gorgeous Ling Xiaoyu." I was so scared of this challenge, but having great friends by your side is what you need in times like this. Thank you.
How do I feel? You want to know how I'm fucking feeling after being called safe? I'm pissed. I'm actually mega fuming. This should be my win. I was 10 times more funny than everyone there combined. I won't be congratulating Francine, she did not deserve this win, I did. I don't even want to be here right now, get me out this confessional booth.
Gwen, Marge Simpson, Sylveon. I'm sorry my dears, but you are all up for elimination. Now whilst you go and plead your case to Francine and the others, the judges and I will be watching Leavanny's Project Runway, which you can also watch in our Discord server. You may leave the stage.
Marge, my dear friend. I can't believe you're in the bottom tonight. What happened?
Francine, I honestly don't know what happened out there. I guess I just was not funny. But congratulations on your win and your first solo win, you did deserve it.
Thank you, Marge. I'm so proud of my win tonight. And I just want you to know to keep your mind at ease, I'm not choosing your lipstick. We're Mother Alliance strong.
Red Guy smirking, said to Gwen, "Well, bottom queen, we are waiting." Gwen shakes her head and told him to shut up. Red Guy said, "Is this the way you speak to us before we choose lipsticks?" Gwen said she's only speaking to him like that, not everyone else. She respects everyone else here. Red Guy laughing said, "Well, we don't respect you," and he's bored already. Darkrai looks to Red and told him to shut up and hear her out. Gwen thanks Darkrai and said she should be saved tonight because she has a great track record and a great relationship with everyone here minus Red Guy. Red Guy laughs and said, "Great track record? You've got only one win and the rest is safe." Gwen said, "That's one more win than you, loser." Gwen tells the queens she has so much more to give in this competition, and this is just one minor step back for her. Ling thanks Gwen for her speech and said she thinks Francine is ready for her. Gwen heads off.
Gwen, it's sad to see you in the bottom. You don't deserve to be here. I found your character funny, even though I had no clue who she was. And we did warn you it was a risk.
Thank you, Francine. You've been so sweet and supportive of me here, and I see you like a mother to me. I want to thank Haley for introducing us. I know it was a risk, but the risk did not pay off for me tonight.
Gwen, I will put your mind at ease and tell you I am not choosing your lipstick tonight. I value our alliance, and I'm not choosing Marge's either. We need to be a tighter unit to survive in this competition.
Alice looking to Marge and asked her, "Why should we not choose your lipstick tonight?" Marge said she's just come off 2 strong weeks here, and she's a queen who plays fair, because if that's not the case then Darkrai would not be here right now, and tells the queens she hopes they will all play fair as well. Darkrai looks to Marge and said he's not choosing her lipstick, especially after last week. He owes her big time, and said if anyone has some sense tonight, they need to vote out Sylveon or Gwen. Marge said she don't care which, just please not her. Ling agreed and said to Marge she won't be voting for her, but she's not settled on who yet. Ursula also agreed and said she respects fair play and Marge shouldn't be a discussion tonight. Marge thanks them all and said she's going to get ready.
Sylveon, I don't want to mess you about and ask why should I not choose your lipstick tonight. You're in the bottom with 2 of my alliance. I'm sorry, Diva, but I am choosing your lipstick tonight. I think it's best if you plead with the others why they shouldn't.
Oh my god, I appreciate the honesty, Francine. I kinda had a feeling anyway, but hearing it like that, you've just made an enemy out of me now and I don't hold back.
Ursula asks Sylveon why should they not choose her lipstick tonight. Sylveon starts crying. Darkrai rolls his eyes. Ursula said it's healthy to cry and especially in this situation. Sylveon thanks her and said she's not looking for sympathy votes, she's going to plead her heart out because Francine just told her she's choosing her lipstick. Red Guy said he's not shocked, really that's a very tight alliance. Sylveon agreed, and said they need to continue taking them out. They have the opportunity tonight to get rid of one, and she would prefer to play it fair and keep Marge, but get rid of Gwen tonight. Alice gives Sylveon a tissue. She thanks Alice, and said tonight was just one bad night for her, and next week she will be the Sylveon she was on episode 1, a winner. Sylveon then asks one more time for them to not choose her lipstick tonight and if they want to play fair, choose Gwen's over hers and they will take the mothers out fairly. Welcome back, queens. Francine Smith, are you ready to meet your lip sync opponent tonight?
Oh, absolutely, RuPaul. Whoever she is no match for Franny Smith. Hey Lois, so good to see you, girl. Miss you.
That's the spirit. Now I am curious to see who is coming this week. It could be anyone. Take last week for example, an international queen. But let's find out who you will be taking on, Francine.
What's going on? Where's the assassin? Did we run out of budget on that chicken last week? I'll jump on up there if you need someone, RuPaul.
I am so confused. Am I lip syncing against myself? Or did the queen get nervous when they found out they're lip syncing against Franny Smith? But RuPaul, what the fuck is going on?
Is there a delay? Ladies, I don't even know what's going on right now. But I am receiving word we got a right bitch backstage and she's now ready. Lip sync assassin, come on out, kitty girl.
Reveal yourself!
Ouch. No, it can't be her. Of all queens and of all weeks, you picked this evil bitch. I'm rooting for you, Francine. Send this bitch back to her low-life daughter, Goldine.
Now Lola, welcome my dear. You've got a lot of nerve holding things up and keeping us waiting. And I'm glad you decided to lose the bat, but our poor production runner. Jack, I'm sending you love, take the rest of the night off.
Oh Rue, always good to see you, mother. I was actually aiming for Red Guy, because everyone knows I'm your favorite around here, not that botched BBL, and you must be desperate for judges because why on earth is that awful drag queen, terrible mother, and ugly queen doing there? Hey Lois bestie. Flop 1, Marge and the worst queen ever in the bottom? Oh, this is beautiful, I hope I got the correct lipstick tonight, wink wink. Kisses to you, Gwen. Franny, I'm ready to wipe the floor with you, hit the music.
The time has come. Did you lip sync? For your legacy!
The lip sync song is Whenever Wherever by Shakira. Lola had a great lip sync, Francine Smith had a bad lip sync.
I've made my decision.
Lola.
You're a winner, baby. With great power comes great responsibility.
Lola.
Which queen has the group chosen to get the chop?
I can't believe I'm about to say this, but thank God Lola won that lip sync, because I have more faith in the other queens than I do Francine tonight. I know for sure I'm getting at least 2 votes coming my way if I survive, and that's gonna be from Gwen and Marge, because they won't vote each other. But I am still scared, of course, but not as much with the group making this decision. I think I spoke sense into their heads. I had to put the waterworks on a little bit, but it was still a genuine reaction. I was very upset.
I'm a bit gutted Francine did not win the lip sync. That's something now Lola will brag about as she does all the fucking time. I hate her so much. All I know is my name better not be on this lipstick, because I don't want her to have any satisfaction. You know she put a bounty on my head? Whoever eliminates me gets $100,000. She's pathetic. Francine, I'm so disappointed you sucked at lip syncing.
Even though I shouldn't have anything to worry about, I'm still worried. These queens said they're not choosing my lipstick, and you can never be too sure of anything here, but I do think me playing fair last week saved my ass in this competition. Well, I'm not just safe, yet we need to find out what lipstick Lola has.
RuPaul and other queens, I can reveal which queen is going home tonight. And I could not be any more happier. Gwen, you're a flop and you're going home, sweetie, kisses to you, haha.
As it is written, so it shall be done.
Gwen.
You are an all-star. Now, sashay away.
Thank you, RuPaul, for this opportunity. It's meant the world me being here. I've got nothing else to say. I'm mad, very mad. Screw you all, and fuck you, Lola. Burn in hell, bitch.
This is Untucked.
The queens unwind and untuck backstage, then grab a cocktail each. They congratulate Francine on her win, and then they congratulated Marge and Sylvian for surviving the elimination. They thank them. Sylvian thanks the queens for saving her because she couldn't leave it in the hands on Francine. Francine said she understands why Sylveon is upset with her, but it is a competition after all. Red Guy agreed and said it is a competition and you're down a mother, well an alliance member, just 2 more to go. Marge said to Red Guy, are you coming after us? Red Guy smirking said no, not at all, I'm coming for Alice instead. Alice taken aback said really? Red Guy laughing said no, he's joking. Darkrai asks Francine whose lipstick does she have. Francine tells the queens she did in fact choose Sylveon's lipstick, and said she couldn't choose either Marge or Gwen's because she values their alliance, and Sylveon has been giving nothing since Goldeen left. Darkrai nods and said that's true. But before Sylveon could respond, Lola walks into Untucked. Lola walks in holding a briefcase, and the queens are all confused. Lola laughing said what are you all staring at? She then tells the queens whoever voted for Gwen, this is your chance to earn some extra cash. Darkrai laughing said he's out, he voted for Sylveon. Sylveon gagged said really? You voted me? Darkrai said it's tit for tat, you voted me last week. Sylveon said that's fair enough. Lola tells the queens does anyone else want to own up to who they voted? Lola then tells Francine she's out as well for not choosing Gwen's lipstick. Marge curious asks what's in the briefcase? Lola said $250,000 cash. The queens gasped. Lola tells them the stakes for next week has gotten higher, and if the queen who is the top all-star next week voted for Gwen this week, will receive this briefcase. If they do not become the top all-star next week, then this briefcase goes back to Lola. She then asks does everyone think next week is worth playing for? Red Guy said absolutely and they all cheer Lola. She just laughs and celebrates Gwen's elimination with them.
Hey, squirrel friend! When one video ends, just open up another one. It's called binge viewing. Go ahead. I support you.